Hello, this is Dylan Brown with Rangers to the Core, and we are here to present your weekly Ranger Minute.
Hey, welcome to this week's Ranger Minute. This is Carmen Boyette. I am a natural resource specialist with the Wilmington District Natural Resource Management section. And since today is July 3rd, one day before the big July 4th holiday, I wanted to quickly talk about some of the different agencies you're going to see volunteers and such out on the waters, around the waters in our campgrounds and day use facilities. They're going to be out there helping promote water safety. You're going to see people on boats doing patrols. You may see different agencies such as the Coast Guard Auxiliary or others at our boat ramps doing vessel examinations, making sure you have all the right equipment that you need. As park rangers may very well be out there as well asking you about that too and taking a look. So definitely if you have any questions come up, feel free to ask us. We want to make sure everybody has a safe time out on the water. I wanted to quickly go over something that's very important. And a lot of people kind of take this for granted, that swimming in open waters, lakes and rivers, it's much more difficult than in a pool. Basically, when you're swimming in open water, you can get exhausted in a short amount of time and get into trouble due to the waves and the current, maybe a lack of experience, or your abilities have just decreased. You know, as we get older, it gets tougher to do things. And unfortunately, that's when sometimes accidents, drowning, fatalities can happen. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is that even good swimmers can drown and have drowned at our lakes. So I'm going to give you a few facts about drowning. Drowning can be very quick. It can take 20 seconds for a child to drown and 60 seconds for an adult to drown. And I already mentioned this, even good swimmers can drown at, 40% of our fatalities in U.S. Army Corps of Engineers public recreation areas are associated with swimming in areas that are not designated for swimming. And that includes swimming that's associated with boating. So if you take your boat out for the day and park or stop there, put your anchor down or just float there and you jump off and swim. So that includes that too. So 47% of our fatalities are associated with that nationwide. Another really scary thing is that, a lot of times people want to play games in the water, such as holding breath and how far can I, swim without taking a breath. Well, we talk about that, or we refer to that as shallow water blackout. And so that can occur and actually kill you while you're holding your breath too long while swimming. So not a good idea. Never a good idea to play that game. And then challenging someone to swim across a cove to an object such as a buoy, or maybe challenging someone to swim out to even the swim beach line at some of our parks. They're designated by a kind of a pipe material, basically. But you're challenging someone to swim out there. That can get very deep and can be very, very deadly there. So key is we never want to encourage anybody to exceed their abilities, and certainly want to keep that in the back of your head too when you're out swimming as well. And then last, swimming under the influence of alcohol and drugs can be very, very deadly. You can suffer from an inner ear condition. So if you swim, jump, or fall underwater while under the influence of alcohol and drugs, that can cause you to become disoriented and basically not know which way is up. So yes, so definitely leave that at home. Don't do that out on the water. Last, I wanted to kind of go over some life-saving tips. Definitely put on that life jacket no matter what you're doing. When you're swimming, floating, playing, or wading in open water, definitely ask others to wear a life jacket. We actually have life jackets available on our swim beaches that you can borrow and use when you're out. Feel free to grab one, and when you're done, just return it for another person to use. That's called our life jacket loaner stations. Always make sure you're swimming with someone and never alone. And then something that's very, very near and dear to me is learning to swim and do that well. So basically, when we talk with kids, we talk about keep practicing those skills, much like you would if you were playing a sport like soccer or basketball. You practice to get good. Well, keep doing that. Keep practicing swimming and become better and better. And then something that happens way too much, unfortunately, is if you are playing with a ball, a beach ball or another object that floats away, just let it go. It's not worth your life to go out and try to swim to get it, because it's going to keep going with the current, and you could tire very easily. So definitely let those objects go. And so I covered a lot about swimming. We'll pass along a couple of boating safety tips as well. Of course, alcohol and drugs, that definitely pertains to boating as well. To add to that, make sure you have your life jackets on, especially, well, all the time, and especially hope to see everybody on July 4th in those life jackets. And in addition, like we wear our life jackets, make sure you're wearing your engine cutoff devices too. All right. Well, that's all I've got for this week's Ranger Minute. I hope to talk to you again. Thanks.